want to apologize because it's already dark and my light here is not the best. So you may see me less or whatever. So I apologize. Never mind. The Israeli TV last night, I think, reported about more and more Israelis quitting their jobs and starting a new career in life. It's not only young people, it's also, I don't want to say the elderly, but let's say people over 40. So it doesn't really depend on the age too much. And it doesn't depend on what people used to do before quitting. Like they could be a waitress or a manager or working in high tech or what, you name it. People suddenly start quitting their jobs. Especially because of the whole pandemic going on. And when we had the lockdown here in Israel, the first lockdown, the second lockdown, whatever lockdown, Israelis stayed at home. Many worked from home, like home office. And others were unemployed. Many people were unemployed. And so, it's quite strange. Like many people in different countries are complaining about depression, about being unemployed, this and that and whatever. But Israelis, I mean, they were also complaining, as you can imagine. They're always complaining. But many people got this energy suddenly by staying at home and started a new career, a brand new career. People started cooking, baking, I don't know what, creating things, arts, I don't know what. And they started selling online. And this was quite a big thing here especially during the first lockdown, that suddenly people started a brand new career and they didn't even go back to their old jobs. So this idea is still going on. And I want to tell you something. When I made Aliyah, this is when you are Jewish, when you move to Israel officially. Well, I have to mention that I used to live here before a couple of years, 3.5 years. So for me, making Aliyah was not like a huge change in life, something unknown, because I knew when I came to Israel, I knew exactly what to expect, what's waiting for me. And in comparison to you, maybe, I knew Hebrew. And I knew the whole mentality here, I knew people, so I didn't really get off the plane without knowing what's waiting for me, or with the wrong expectations that as many Jews have when they move to Israel. So I started, right after making Aliyah, I started a course paid by the Ministry of Absorption, and the course was about writing CVs and finding a job. So they also helped us finding a job. And how do you write a CV here in Israel, how it works, and how it works with the mentality and the job interview, blah, blah. So we had this, and our teachers always asked us, do you really want to continue in your old profession, working in your old profession? Like, let's say in Germany I worked at a bank, and I would have loved to work at a bank here, but it didn't work out. I was told I'm too advanced, which is quite funny, but the truth of the matter is that in Israel, many people working at the bank, like many tellers for instance, they work there from the temp agencies. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to work for a temp agency, So it didn't work out with the bank, whatever. So I found something else. But our teachers at this course asked everybody, do you really, you came to Israel now, you made Aliyah, do you really want to work in your old profession? Or, why not starting something new in your life? At home, you worked in a supermarket. We had a guy from Argentina. At home he worked in a supermarket. Well, the supermarket belonged to his father, and here he wanted to start something new, but he didn't know what. Of course you have to know what. You can't just sit there, oh, I'm gonna start something new, you know, but I don't know what. So he didn't know what. In the end he ended up selling shoes in a department store. Never mind. But our teachers really wanted us to make a decision if we shouldn't start something new in our life. Just get an idea, and I don't know if anyone ended up in doing something really new in his life or changing his career, whatever. It's very hard when you come make Aliyah, and you know, you have to earn money. I mean, when you come here with lots of money, so it's much easier to make your decisions, and you can give it time and everything. But when you depend on earning money, when you depend on earning a salary in order to pay your bills, so it's not that easy, like, oh, I'm going to change my career and I'm going to start something new. Because whatever you started also takes time. Time you don't have. Because, you know, the landlord wants the rent on the 1st of the month. So it's very hard. And especially for people who come here with kids, when you have a family. So it's not that easy, you know, to just drop everything and, oh, I'm going to start something new, but I don't know what. Or maybe if I know what, it takes time to make money, to have an income. It's very hard to do this with a family when you have kids to feed. So, I don't know. I also didn't end up with something new, not at a bank, but, you know, working at offices or whatever was available. And now just now I watched this Israeli TV report saying that more and more, as I said at the beginning, that more and more Israelis are quitting their jobs and starting something new, starting a new career in their lives. A lot, you know, as I said before, they start cooking from home. Of course you need a permit, and the municipality is sending out inspectors, like, to check your place, like if it's clean and everything, if you are able to do this, and especially if the place is clean and whatever. But so people do this and they send it. I mean, they send it like we say mishluchim, like they have someone, or they do this on their own, you know, they take the bike or the car or something to deliver it. They make deliveries. Or people sell stuff online, whatever. I mean, there are so many things, you know, some people, I don't know, they draw pictures or photography or whatever. So this is the big thing at the moment, or it seems to be the big thing in Israel, according to this TV report. By the way, you can find the link in the description box underneath this video. But it's an Israeli TV report, so it's only in Hebrew. But maybe, you know, if you want to watch it, you can pick up maybe some things, some ideas. So they show a woman, and she gave up her manager position. I think she was a manager or something. She had a very good position. And there is another guy. He used to work for the opera or something in Tel Aviv, and now he lives in the north, and he is growing trees and apricots and I think dates or something it was, and he's very happy. So they're saying, you know, they were not very happy in their jobs. And here in Israel, it's like, you can be happy in your job, but many superiors are like, they don't really refer to you, or they expect, many bosses here in Israel, you know, they expect you to do everything what they want. Like, they have demands, and you have to do this. And if you don't want to do this, so you are somehow out. And here, you know, you can get fired very, very easily. It's not easy to find a job. I mean, to find a job that makes you happy. So this is another reason why many Israelis say, you know, I want to try out my own stuff. I want to do my own business. If you hear some meow in the background, that's my cat. She wants to go out. I have to let her out in a few minutes. So as I said before, you know, it's very hard for certain people when you depend on a salary. I mean, you can't just quit your job and say, I'm starting something new, I'm starting my own business, my own whatever nature, and I'm going to have my new career now, I'm going to be my own boss. Because as we all know, when you start a new business, even if you start like, I don't know, selling cabbage or selling some fruit or selling whatever, you know, it takes time. It can take up usually 2-3 years or something until you finally make a profit, unless you are, you know, very, very lucky. But usually it takes time to build something. And you can't just give up everything and, you know, try. And as I said, you know, especially when you have a family, you can't just give up everything, I mean, job and everything, and, you know, and wait for your new income, because you have a family to feed. You have to bring bread on the table. And you have to pay bills. And of course it's better to have your own business. But, you know, on the other hand, not everybody, not every person is made to be his own boss. Many, many people like to be employed. Many, many people are happy, you know, to have a boss. And one of the advantages, of course, is you go to work, you do your job, okay, and at 5-6 o'clock or whatever, you're going home. And you don't have to worry about whatever. You're going to get your salary. You don't have to worry. But your boss has all the worries. And, you know, when you are your own boss, you know, you have to worry about everything. You can't just finish your job at 5-6 o'clock and just go home and that's it for today and watch TV or whatever. But, you know, it's going to go on and on and on. The job, you have to organize everything. You have to organize money. You have to take care of everything, which is not easy. And not everybody is made for this. So you really have to consider. As I said, there are advantages and disadvantages. But the TV report, maybe I got it wrong, I don't know. But I don't know. It looks like as if now everybody is quitting his job and every boss here in Israel is so bad that everybody has to, you know, run off or whatever. Of course, here in Israel you have other demands you meet or you don't. It's your choice. Salary is usually lower than, I don't know, than in Europe or in the United States. Costs of living are very high. And it's not easy to integrate. But, you know, when you don't have, I don't know, some money around in the bank or everything, you really have to consider if it's not better to even to work in a stupid job or whatever, or at least to have a job, it doesn't matter what, in order to pay your bills, and on the side build your own business, like in the evening after you finish your job, after you finish work. So sit down and try to build something. I know this is very, very hard, because when you finish work, you know, you come home, you eat, and then you want to, you know, you usually don't have too much energy to start something new or to work something else. Sometimes you do and many times you don't. So it's really, really up to you. But it's not like that all Israelis are quitting the jobs here, because too many people depend on a regular salary, you know, because you can't just give up everything. And now everybody's starting cooking, baking or something from home and making deliveries. And, you know, it's also, you know, I mean, how many people can you have doing this? It can't be that everybody is just, you know, starting to cook or whatever. And it's also complicated. There are regulations here. There are municipality regulations. There are health regulations and everything. I really have to come to an end because this cat is driving me nuts. And okay, But this is, anyway, this is all what I have to say on this topic. And on the one hand, you can try to start something new here in Israel. Why not? But on the other hand, you also have to consider your income. Okay, thank you very much for listening. And I'm gonna throw up this cat now, I promise. And see you next time.